All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. All right, in this particular video, which is going to be a short one, I just want to touch on this government shutdown. All right, and this guy right here, Full Spectrum Survival, he brings out some information, some pretty decent videos coming out from this channel. He's talking about a secret document that was leaked, saying that if this government shutdown were to last like 12 to 15 days, it could be the catalyst to start a civil war. All right, civil war meaning citizens from the same country that fight against each other. Now, some people believe that a civil war will never happen, but I got news for you. The scriptures say that it will. All right. As a matter of fact, before we play this short video, which is, I'm only going to play like a minute of it, I want to grab that. There is going to be a civil war. Well, first, let's bring up the famous one, Matthew's 24th chapter, 7th verse. Here we go. All right, and we read, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences." That pestilences has an S at the end, you see that? "And earthquakes in diverse places." Now let's focus on "for nation shall rise against nation." Right, when you get into that word nation, you see ethnos. Ethnos getting into what? Your ethnicity. You see, that's a race war right there. All right, that's going to happen. Could this government shutdown be the thing that brings that about? I mean, that's neither here nor there, but this information is being brought out right now. Well, the reason I'm bringing this out is so you can keep your eye on it. All right, let's get 2nd Ezra 15, and I believe 15. Right, and we read, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." That's right. This is a race war and a civil war. All right. Yes, a race war is going to happen here on the soils of the United States as well. All right. Things are going to get bad here. Martial law will be enacted. All right. And if you've been keeping up with the news and seeing how things are going, hey man, 2026 is going to be one hell of a year. Also, information already came out that they're really starting to do, push for their New World Order agenda the last 3 quarters of this year. That's October, November, December, and the first 3 quarters of the next year, January, February, March. All right. So, hey, this next year, man, very well might be our last Passover. Lord willing, that'd be the case on this side. But, right, that civil war, it says, "and swords in their hand." Right, what's the modern day sword? That's guns. All right. Now, when all hell breaks loose, people are going to have these modern day swords, guns, but they also will have machetes, bats, chains, crowbars, anything that they can use to give them the advantage over whoever they're attacking or whoever they're defending themselves against. All right. And there was another scripture. Let me find it real quick. Here we are right here. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 24. And we read, "At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still. And in 3 hours they shall not run." As you see in the beginning, it says what? At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Right? Civil war. All right, and things are going to get so bad. Also, like the famine. When that famine starts to hit, people will definitely fight against each other, man, like enemies. Bob and Jim that were best fucking friends. Their kids grew up together. They cooked out with each other. When the famine hit, Bob and Jim are going to be looking at each other like enemies, because guess what? Bob and Jim has to feed their family. And they don't have the Lord. So they're going to be trying to get things a very carnal way, right? And I have another precept for you. This is Isaiah 19:2, when we read, "And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians." Right. Now, modern day Egypt is America. All right. So when you see this is not talking about ancient Egypt. It's just talking about a modern day Egypt, pursuant to Revelations 11:8. This is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Egypt meaning the house of bondage. We are still slaves here. All right. "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." You see, we're in those times, man. Now, you have Esau right here saying, well, leaked information came out. It's like saying that this could be used as a catalyst to bring forth civil war. All right. It's like I'm trying to get up out of here. And if you know Donald Trump, he wants that. There's even memes of Donald Trump. You know, he has a stick. It's lucky if I'm a little distracted. I'm just getting off of the plantation, trying to get out of this garage. But there's memes of Donald Trump has a stick and he's poking America, saying, "Come on, do a civil war, do a civil war." You know, hey, this is, the cat's out the bag. He wants this. So, hey, is this going to be the catalyst to start that civil war? That's neither here nor there, but this is something to keep your eyes on, brothers. All right. But with no further ado, let's play this short, 50 seconds to a minute clip, and call it a wrap.
There is reportedly a secret memo that went out to the highest levels of our government saying that if this shutdown were to last, or one in the near future lasts longer than just a 15 to 20 day period, they see that as a catalyst to civil war inside of our country. Now, Kelly asked me last night, what happens with food stamps? What happens with people who are getting their Social Security or Medicaid? That's a long time coming. That really takes a lot for that to be affected. But when and if that happens in the future of our country, you have 72 hours just about to get your gear in order, because the entire country is going to go to riots and unrest in a overnight period of time. Make sure you have food on hand. Make sure you have water on hand. Everybody who needs assistance should reach out with local community members, because what's happening out there, folks, is just not great. Let's take a look at what the news is covering today. 53% of workers from households that earn less than 50 grand. This includes people who are single, making $49,000 a year. They are delaying or completely canceling their purchase plans because job security is no longer existent. Comparison.
All right. As you heard, right, information was leaked that this can be used to bring forth a civil war. You see? But this is just something to keep your eyes on, and just bringing it out that there is a civil war prophesied to happen, and also race war. We touched on that just a little bit. Also got into a little bit of famine, but the key was just the key points was just to bring out that civil war is prophesied to happen. Anyway, this was a short video. Hope it was edifying, and with that, I'm gonna say shalom.